If Cinderella's shoe fit perfectly, then why did it fall off when she ran? She had sweaty feet from dancing all night and then ran down the stairs. Chick was running in heels. I can see that happening to anyone. In the original Cinderella story, the prince spreads pitch on the stairs to trap her. Her shoe gets stuck and she takes it off to get away. Edit. Here is a video of Anna Kendrick playing Cinderella in Into the Woods, an extraordinary musical by Sondheim, getting stuck in pitch and singing about it. Because magic users are tricksy. The reason the glass slipper in Cinderella didn't turn back to a regular slipper or disappear at midnight is because the fairy godmother was messing with us. Her main goal was to set Cinderella up for life, and to do that she needed a way for the prince to find her. She could easily have magic Cinderella into the life she wanted. Arbitrary midnight deadline be damned. But instead the fairy godmother decided to make the prince want her for her own qualities and to prove his love by tracking Cinderella down. To do that, she had to make sure that something was left behind. So she popped that little glass sumbitch off so the prince would have a lead to follow. We are all puppets in the hands of the fairy godmother. Because it was a perfect fit. If it were too tight, maybe it'd have stayed on. In the Finnish version, the prince slammed the tar on the stairs to try to get her stuck. Woo romance. BC shoes don't encase themselves around your foot, never to be taken off again, they just fit, lol. Glass slippers don't breathe. Eventually, her feet got so sweaty they fell off. Heels be doing that sometimes. The shoe was made by a fairy godmother who wanted the best for Cinderella and was willing to use magic to get it done. The shoe fell off for the same reason it didn't turn back into some peasant shoe. The fairy godmother willed it that way. Because after the dance her foot was swimming in a puddle of sweat. Turns out glass is not a very good footwear material. The other bit I found problematic in Cinderella was that when she turned up at the ball, everyone thought she was a foreign princess. When the royal party went looking for her the next day, they searched the homes within the kingdom. If she was a foreign princess, wouldn't she have left the kingdom? Ever tried running down the stairs in heels? Because. *THAT**S the fucking plot. Because shoes are made so the foot can slip in and slip out. Fitting perfectly doesn't mean her foot can't come out of the shoe. For the same reasons that have been said on the other 927 posts about this. This feels like an r/shower thoughts, not an ask credit. There have been a bunch of those lately. Because the shoe was straight, not curved. How do I know? The story happened before 1818. Why does 1818 matter? 1818 is when the first known pair of shoes with designated left and right feet were produced in Philadelphia. Prior to 1818 shoes were all straight out and interchangeable between the feet. It took the industrialization of shoes to this to become the norm. If you understand shoes were different in the period, the story makes perfect sense. Same reason Dorothy lost her slippers over the deadly desert when she left Oz. So the story could happen. Rumor grew of a shadow in the east, whispers of a nameless fear, and the shoe of Cinderella perceived its time had come. It abandoned Cinderella, but then something happened that the shoe did not intend. It was picked up by the most unlikely creature imaginable, a prince, Prince Charming, of the castle. It was a slipper. We're all familiar with slippers, right? Perfect fit is a relative term. Hell, fit is a relative term for slippers. They create a space in which part of a foot can occupy, in much the same way as part of a foot can occupy a bucket or an empty Kleenex box. We are not exactly talking about orthopedic masterpieces here. Have you ever tried to run in clear heels? Only strippers can do that. I like to think she took it off on purpose. /r/shower thoughts is that way. Girl, she been dancing all night, her feet are sweaty and glasses slippy. Sweaty feet from dancing. Maybe it was open backed. She was sweating from running and it slipped off. Just saw a guy get punched so hard the other day his shoes literally came off. Damnedest thing to watch. Same with car crashes. Shoes come off easy, even when they fit well. Because they are glass slippers, so they slip on and off of the feet. No laces or other means to hold them on securely for vigorous activity. Slippers are meant for regular walking, mild dancing, idly sitting, and the like. Never for running. Plus, they are glass, so the traction would be horrible on any hard surface. Thermodynamics meet metaphor. She got cold feet. Have you ever run in fucking heels, and they're glass? You're gonna have some slippery sweaty feet. They were glass slippers, not Nike or Reebok. Well then again, nobody in the same city had the same size shoe as her, which raises even more questions. In Ashputtel, the Grimm's fairy tale it's based on, the prince's ball takes place over 3 nights. By the 3rd night the prince is so enamored by the elusive Ashputtel he orders the stairway be covered in sticky pitch before she has a chance to leave, ensnaring the golden slipper. The relevant passage. When evening came, Ashputtel wanted to leave, and the prince tried to escort her, but she ran away from him so quickly that he could not follow her. The prince, however, had set a trap. He had had the entire stairway smeared with pitch. When she ran down the stairs, her left slipper stuck in the pitch. The prince picked it up. It was small and dainty, and of pure gold. Glass doesn't absorb the foot sweat, so it would be flooded after a night of twerking. She was white girl wasted. They lose shit all the time. It was those damn heels. They are glass slippers with heels, made by an elderly fairy who hasn't demonstrated any real skill in shoemaking. What the hell do you think happens when you run in them? In old versions of the story, it was actually multiple nights of dancing, and when Cindersuit kept running away the prince covered the stairs in pitch/tar/sticky stuff, so she ditched the heels and ran.